نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. This is Dawah Ilallah, lecture number 3, 3rd April 2020. The topic is Covenant Part 2. The importance of the covenant of servitude cannot be overstated. It is the essence of Islam, indeed the very reason we were all created. The person who breaks the sacred covenant is deprived of the ability to receive guidance from the Holy Quran, which is mentioned in Surah Baqarah, Ayah 28, which is otherwise very easy to understand. But when you fail to comprehend the most important component of Iman, which is the covenant of servitude, you lose the plot on every count. Because everything that follows is in the Quran and Seerah, Sunnah, is linked to the covenant. Simply put, the Ummah needs to go over the terms of the contract to remain faithful to their Creator. As we read in Surah Baqarah, Ayah 256, and I read, لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. Which reads, we are told that rejection of Taghut, or the Taghut is tyranny, or the tyrant and oppressor, is an essential part of faith in Allah. The person who does this grabs onto the rope of Allah, the handhold, secure handhold of Allah, that will not break. Climbing that rope will take him to Jannah. Now, interestingly, the contract with Allah is a two-way street. Read Surah Baqarah again, Surah Baqarah Ayah 40. It says, يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأوفوا بعهدي وأوفي بعهدكم وإياي فارهبون. It says that if you, Bani Israel, if you remember the ni'mah of Allah upon you, and if you fulfill your oath, and then Allah will fulfill His. You fulfill your part of the contract, and Allah will fulfill His contract. His side of the contract. Now, what is that part of the contract that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala fulfills? There's a famous hadith in Sahih Bukhari where the Holy Prophet ﷺ, explains this very concept. Once the Holy Prophet ﷺ was going somewhere with a Sahabi on a camel. He asked the Sahabi, "Do you know Allah's right over His servant?" The Sahabi says, "Only Allah and His Messenger knows best." The Prophet ﷺ says, "The right of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala over His servant is that the servant, the man, should not commit any shirk with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala." A little later, he asked the Sahabi again, "Do you know what is the right of man over Allah Subhanahu wa Taala?" The Sahabi, a little taken aback by this question, says, "Allah and His Messenger knows best." The Holy Prophet ﷺ says, the right of a man over Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is that if he does not commit shirk, then Allah should not punish him. Now that's your covenant with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. With Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. That is the covenant. What a beautiful covenant. But Muslims don't realize what beautiful faith they have, full of rahmah. They break their covenant with Allah for paltry worldly gains, thereby losing the promise of salvation. At this point, for this very moment, Allah said in the Quran, يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم. Let me read it from the Holy Quran itself. In Surah Takwir it says, it's a beautiful ayah, and it's meant for this particular point, where it says, يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم. Another point it says, وما قدر الله حق قدره. And so the Muslims need to understand what the covenant is and basically the Ummah is in dire straits because they've given up the oath, the covenant with Allah, and they're now subservient to other, they're subservient to Taghuts and other tyrants. And little do they realize that they've given up their faith, they've tainted the faith. It is no longer pure, and which is why they've basically lost it. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.